Hello my lovelies, my name is Stephanie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, who knows. And in today's video I am going to be talking about a decision that I made last year to change my name again. Okay, so before we get into the video, there are two elephants in the room that I need to very quickly address. The first one is I cut all my hair off again. So I'm a glutton for punishment. Do you like it? Do we like it? I love having short hair. I think I look very good with short hair. So that is the first elephant in the room. And the second elephant in the room is this video is going up 6 days later than I expected. So anyone who's new to my channel, I upload on Mondays at 6 o'clock. However, for the year of 2024, I made a challenge that I would upload every single week, 52 videos in total. I didn't set myself the precedent of uploading every Monday at 6 o'clock because I knew that life was gonna get in the way, and I also knew that it's been a while since I've been consistently uploading, so the algorithm won't recognise me doing consistent uploading just yet, but at some point it will, and then that's when I can lose my mind. So this video is going up 6 days late on Sunday the 21st of January 2024 at 6 o'clock. And next week's video is also going to be a few days late. It's going up on Wednesday the 24th of January 2024 at 6 p.m. And then I'll be back to my kind of Monday routine, but I had some deadlines, technical issues, So yeah, I mean, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it. But I'm sorry that this video is coming up a few days late. I didn't miss my 1 video a week deadline, so thank you very much for keeping me on the straight and narrow, my lovely friends. So let's dive into the reason you're here, to find out more about why I made the decision to change my name again. So for those of you that don't know, I changed my name for the very first time from my pre-transition male name to my post-transition female name in August 2011, 15th of August 2011. 15 is my lucky number. I have a little 15 tattooed on my arm just there, which you can't really see, but there you go, mostly because it was upside down. So I changed my name for the first time on the 15th of August 2011 when I was changing from my pre-transition male self and identity to my post-transition female self and identity, woman self, trans, femme self, whatever you want to call it. And that was a really liberating experience for me, but I made the decision at the time to retain my family's last name, so my surname, and I also chose Lynette as my middle name, which is why my channel is called Stephanie Lynette. Lynette is my lovely mother's name, although everyone calls her Net or Nettie. Never Lynn. Don't call her Lynn. I'm telling you now. You don't want to do that. And so I decided to stick with the family name. And I made that decision at the time for a couple of reasons, primarily because I was 14. I was 14 when I legally changed my name. I started going by Stephanie when I was 13, but I legally changed it via Deedpoll, which is a service here in the United Kingdom, when I was 14 years old in that fun August. And I kept my family name for primarily 2 reasons. There is something happening with my fringe. I blow dried my hair out and the fringe has gone a bit Princess Diana-esque. So it's all over the show. So I kept my family name for a couple of reasons. Primarily I kept it because I was underage and I needed my parents' consent to change my name. They had to pay for it for me. They had to do it over the phone. It was a very different process than it is now that I'm an adult. And I also kept my family name because I was still in school at the time, and I was that summer was the summer in between year 9 and year 10, so I was going into exams, and I had just sat some mock exams in the months before the summer, and it just didn't feel like it was the right time. And also at the time I still felt a kind of personal connection to my family name. That having been said, I've lived as, you know, Stephanie for a while now. My previous last name was Stevens, Stephanie Stevens, which I've never shared on here before, but it's no longer my name, so I don't really need to worry about it too much. But I made the decision to change my name last year, following on from what I would describe as a gradual disintegration of my family relationships. Not with every member of my family, but enough so that I no longer felt tethered to my family last name. On my dad's side, and obviously my mum married, and you know, all of that. And so I made the decision to change my last name, and I also changed it on the 15th, but the 15th of December, because 15 is my lucky number. I was born on the 15th, I had my surgery on the 15th, I changed my name on the 15th, changed my name again on the 15th. 15 is a very good number for me, I don't know why. Big fan of 15. So I changed it on the 15th of December. Quite superstitious, I know. And I also added another middle name to my name. So before, my name was Stephanie Lynette Stevens, that was my full name. And now I'm Stephanie Andrea Lynette. Andrea for my paternal grandmother, who I called Nanny. And she never knew me as Stephanie, but she had a kind of gay brother. She was very artistic, she was quite liberal, and I've been told that she would have been very supportive of myself and my identity, which is always lovely to hear. And I was very close with her, closer than I was with any of my grandparents, and so it felt like a really fitting thing to do, and it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, to add her name kind of into the mix. And my younger sister has 2 middle names, so I'm not the first one in the family to have 2 middle names either, so it didn't really feel like a big thing. I'm not going to disclose my new surname on here because it's my legal name. So, but I chose a surname that is quintessentially British. It's associated within the arts. It also starts with an S. So very, very happy with my new surname. It's something that I kind of agonized over for a little bit. And then the other thing that I thought was going to be quite a difficult obstacle, but actually turned out not to be an obstacle, was telling my parents that I was going to change my last name again. And I didn't do it in a kind of malicious way. I didn't want it to be a conversation of, I no longer want your name. I kind of spoke to them and I was like, I just no longer want to move forwards in my life carrying a name that I have some kind of negative connotations with, that I have a kind of difficult relationship with some of the members of the family with, you know, and all of those things. And I actually only spoke to my mum about it because I felt that me and my dad are not very good at expressing our emotions to one another. And so it felt like the right decision to just kind of speak to my mum and do it very calmly and quietly and privately. And she was fine. She was absolutely fine with it, which I was not expecting at all. I was kind of expecting a bit of an emotional response, but I didn't get it. And my mum, she was, it's not my name. She was like, it's not my name. You know, I married into it, but I wasn't born with that name. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's, you know, accurate. And so I changed my last name. I went into this year with my new name, currently in the process of changing like my bank cards and my passports and things like that. But the one thing that I really wanted to talk about, and the one thing that really stuck out for me, is both times I've changed my name via Deedpoll. My jumpsuit is like riding up and it's really annoying me. Sorry. I also like had some cleavage on show, but it just wants to close. So it's like, it's censoring me, which is fine. This will eventually close now. So the difference that I wanted to talk about was the fact that when, you know, both times I've changed my name, I've gone through Deedpoll in the United Kingdom, and going through Deedpoll is actually a really straightforward process, much more straightforward than changing it on your own. It costs more money to go through Deedpoll, but you get legal certification of your name change, and you can get multiple copies to send to the passport office and the bank and things like that. And so I changed my name once when I was 14 years old through my parents. And when you go through your parents, you have to have your parent or your legal guardian, you have to have one or two members of that kind of, I don't know, echelon, I guess. I don't really, bracket. You have to have two members of that bracket on your Deedpoll, and then it has to be witnessed by someone who is not related to you, and then you go through that process of kind of signing it, and it's signed on your behalf by your legal guardians. And so that was a very different process. And I remember at the time when I was younger, it cost more money to change my name when I was underage than it did as an adult, which is really strange. I don't know if that's changed, but when I changed my name when I was 14, it cost £42. And I remember very specifically it costing £42. But as an adult, changing my name and also having multiple copies of the certification, which costs like £5 each, was only £52. So either changing your name has gotten cheaper, or, see, it's just censoring me, or it's more expensive to change your name as a youth, I don't know. But I would recommend going through Deedpoll, to be perfectly honest. I know that it costs a little bit more money, I know it's a little bit more long-winded. I come from a really low socioeconomic background, so £50, I mean, it's still like, you know, it's not a huge amount of money, but it's enough, it's a noticeable amount. You know, it's not like going out and spending like a tenner, but it's something that I found a great amount of comfort in having my own surname and picking my own surname and going forward with a sense of identity. I'm currently doing my master's degree, which I'm going to do a video on later on at some point this year, and it means that I'll graduate under my new name, and I no longer want to go forward carrying a name that has negative connotations for me. And so it was really important for myself to kind of jump on the bandwagon and move forwards as my own sense of self. It has been quite isolating, and that's not because of anyone's, you know, no one's feeding that into me, but now that I'm no longer part of like a larger family unit, and I've also separated myself by name, that was quite interesting, and it stirred up a lot of emotions. But for the most part, I'm really happy. Love my new last name. My new signature is great because I got to keep my initials. So my actual signature is really nice. So my like most recent name change signature is really, really lovely. It is really nice. But then I wanted to keep the initials so that I could keep the double S, because in my initials I have like interlooping S's. In my signature I have like interlooping S's, and so I got to keep that new signature. Yay. But yeah, so that's today's video. I just kind of wanted like a casual sit down chat talking about the fact that I've changed my name again. Woohoo! I'm still obviously Stephanie Lynette here, and everywhere to do with my activism I will always be going by the professional name of Stephanie Lynette. But my new government name, it's really exciting. It's really exciting to have this kind of new chapter moving forwards. I'm looking forward to being my new self. I'm looking forward to going forwards in my life with my paternal grandmother's name interwoven into my name, as well as my mother's. So it feels very kind of like family. So I'm still carrying that forwards, just not in that kind of traditional, you know, surname way, if that makes any sense. I realised this video was a bit random as well as late, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I did that. I would recommend going through Deedpoll. I'll put a link down below to Deedpoll services and how they can change your name and what the certificate looks like and things like that. I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you're avoiding transphobia at all costs because it is rife right now. It is rife. I hope you like my new hair. Comment below if you like the new hair. Next time I do a video, I'm gonna curl it because I do like a really nice kind of like short, kind of choppy curl. So let me know down below. I don't know what's wrong with you today. I'm just so not in like a video making, like, I don't know what's happened. Hopefully I'll be back on it by next week. I will see you on Wednesday at 6 o'clock and then following that back to Mondays at 6 p.m. British time. We're not currently in BST, we're in GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. There you go. Woohoo. I don't know what is wrong with me in today's video. Right, okay, bye. Bye.